Need to do a little bit of ruler work on this spire. Whenever I use a ruler, I mainly just use it to rough in an area, and that's it. I'm just kind of putting down the line, and I'll just go back and do all the detail drawing after that. But I don't like to use the ruler to for finished lines. I just don't think it looks good. That's just me, you know. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that like to use a ruler for finished lines. It's just not me. Alright. Now I can go in here and do what I want to do around those lines. And I'm probably going to switch to different pencil now. I've been using a 2H. I'm going to switch over to an H. Again, this is a pencil I've had since the 90s. So at least they stay around for a while. That's cool. I think actually I'm going to go with something a little deeper. I'm going to get my ebony pencil out. Ebony pencil. There we go. I'm leaving a little bit of room around the figure just in case I want to, you know, move it a little bit, but one thing we always got to keep telling ourselves when we're doing these sketchbook stuff is that it's fun. No reason to do it if it ain't fun. That sounded boring. Oh, no reason to. God, miserable. I'm told I don't want to be doing this no more. That just sound like that character from Tropic Thunder. What was it? Oh, what the heck was that character he played? Um, oh my gosh. Simple Jack. I just sounded like Simple Jack. Oh no, I was doing my head movie. Oh my gosh. That movie was awesome. Definitely one of my favorites. There we go. There's the spire. Bam. Alright. I'm gonna go back in here and do all my... Is that clear? I hope so. I'd hate for it not to be. My eyesight must be going bad. Looks clear. Looks alright. Famous last words. It looks fine. It'll be alright. There we go. You doing my head movie. Ugh. Ah, man, this is such a good movie, Tropic Thunder. Every time I think about it, the picture I get in my head is Tom Cruise dancing to Ludacris, I believe it was. Heads up. Les Grossman. It's classic. I've been able to know a few people over the years that have been in the movie industry or dealt with the movie industry on whole, including my wife, who's in the movie industry for 15 years. And I've been told that his portrayal of a producer or talent agent or whatever the heck he was playing was pretty dang accurate. So it's awesome. I guess that's what it was, a talent agent. Anyway, back to the art here. Yeah, this is turning out pretty good. I've been using ebony pencils, I think, since junior high. I think that's when I used my first one. It's always been an awesome pencil, in my opinion. behind there. And we got the strap. Gotta get the scrubs in there. It's awesome. Yeah, it's gonna look really good where you have all the darks like right in your face, and then in the background real light. I'm gonna paint in the scenery and kind of wash it with a blue, and I think it'll make it look really nice. Oh, broke my lid. It's always best to get all your stuff laid down first. That way when you're going back over it, all you're doing is just rendering. And that's all I'm doing right now, is I'm just rendering. And one of the good things to always remember is that you can always, when you're doing this, one, it's just for fun, but two, you can always go back and change stuff. Don't be too worried about whether everything is perfectly rendered, or looks perfect. You don't have to worry about all that. You should be leaning off of what you already know. And allowing your mind to do what it already knows it needs to do. There's a reason why you train and get better and draw and practice. And the reason that is so that you just kind of let your mind go. Just something that I really need to do right now. So just trying to let my mind go and not think about anything. The softer your pencil is, the more you're going to sharpen it. That's just the way it is. Put the pages together, make sure these lines line up. Go back over this stuff and probably do a little detail painting. Kind of get it where I want it to be at the end. But for now, the pencil work is looking nice. And I got to put in some stuff flying in around him. Probably should have put some of that in before I started detailing all this, so maybe put some stuff in front, but I don't know. We'll see where we end up. His hair is kind of getting longer the more I draw it. Longer and crazier. That's fine. I sometimes think artists can get a little too hung up on making certain things too perfect. It's like, oh, everything's always got to look exactly like, well then, you know, never leaves room for improvement or doing things differently. Don't learn anything that way. I always drawing exactly the same. Of course, it's different if you're working for, say, a particular company or something and they have their standards. You have to keep to their standards, but if you're doing your own thing and doing sketchbooking, you constantly got to be trying new things. Alright, so I think I'm gonna look into a few things flying around him, and we'll get onto that next. So I wanted to throw some birds, a few things like that in here, because he's way up high, and there's no reason why there wouldn't be a few birds kind can create areas between the two surfaces. You know, you got the land down below and Skit's way up high. So maybe I'll throw in some birds. Maybe something like right around here, I'm thinking. So, birds. Alright. So maybe get them where they're almost flying in a little bit of a formation. Excuse me. Yeah. Heck, I don't even know if this is necessarily correct. But whatever. Do the best we can. It's got to have the idea of a bird, you know. That's mainly what you want to. There we go. That'll work. Something like that. There's a few going by. Now I need to put a few like in the distance, kind of here and there. Have them point in the same direction, like there's something of interest going that way that'll lead your eye. Right. There's a bird. Put one over here. Little ones. Right. Throw some of them in later on, these little ones here and there. Maybe do that at the end with a brush. Probably be the best way to put those in. Kind of got a image of a bird I was liking. Let me go find it. Something that'll draw your eye back in. This is kind of off page, so let me bring it over. There we go. And I have like some claw feet. Do something like that. Alright. Alright, I think I'm starting to get some pretty good visual interest in this now, where it's, you know, created a nice round image. Be kind of cool to have some balloons floating somewhere. Like maybe a little kid lost them. Maybe that's what's in the distance back here. Maybe that's what Skits sees, and that's what makes him think like this thing is over there. Let me move this back over so you can see what I'm working on here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna put like a cluster of balloons in the distance. Alright, there's the balloons, and that's what Skits is gonna see in the distance. Why is this thing like zooming all of a sudden? I thought I'd done away with that. Anyway, I think that's pretty good right now. Got them balloons in the distance. That's what Skits is gonna be focusing on. I got the birds. Got a little bird here, like it's come up on Skits, like, whoa, hey, what are you doing up here? And I think that's how we're gonna keep it. I think now what we need to do is just start detailing it a little bit more. Put a little bit of darkness, darker color on the birds that are closer to the foreground, just to kind of bring everything where it needs to be. That way I get a good idea of what I'm going to be working with here. with this one. It's a little bit out of frame, but I'm just gonna, yeah, let me just move this over just a smidge. There we go. There we go. That'll give me just a little bit better of an idea of what I got here. Alright. Cool. Alright, let that dry and then we'll come back and start detailing. I'm going to start adding a little detail, a little color to the painting. I'm going to start off with just blocking in some color. And I'm trying to get this real light. I don't need a ton here. There we go. Yeah, there we go. That'll work. One thing about this textured paper is it tends to pull up because of the texture. Now you don't get a full coverage. That's fine. You just learn to deal with whatever it is that you're working on. Also moved the camera up a little bit. Felt like it was just too low and I wasn't able to get where you could see the whole piece. That's another thing. I don't know if people want to see a full piece or they just want to see details of where you're working, you know. But I think you'd probably want to see the whole thing. So that's where I have it. Let me know what you think about that. Anyway, that's pretty good. Let me mix a little bit of this green. Actually, let me mix a little bit of this green with some blue. This is, I should be doing this with a bigger brush. So let me just get this flat there. And I'm trying to simulate what copper looks like when it's starting to rust, mixed with a few other things. Because this spire, I believe it's copper, because it's got that copper green look, you know, over time it starts to get. So I think I'm just going to do that all over it. And then I'll come back in and put the bright greens on the ribs, because it's like a little bit of shingle look, or maybe a different type of metal, I'm not sure. But it's pure copper on them ribs. And it's that bright blue-green that you get when copper rusts. Ooh, it's too much blue. Too much green. Needs a little more blue, excuse me. Also might be just a little too much. Too thick, not enough wash. That should be alright once I move it around a little bit. There we go. It's pretty good. One thing I don't want to do is let it get too muddy. But what will happen is this will end up getting a little muddy, and then then what I'll do is I'll come back in with some dry brushing to kind of lighten it up. So that'll be alright. There we go. Alright, let me dry this up and we'll be right back. Alright, so this ain't completely dry, but it's dry enough. Like it's dry to the touch. The paper underneath isn't completely dry yet, but it'll be fine. So I'm going to go in and start putting some of these ribs. And when I'm doing stuff like this, sometimes the goal is just to put it down and then I'm done with it, but then other times I want to kind of build it up. So I think I'm going to try and build it up this time a little. We'll see. You know, I'll just put down some stuff and then we'll see where it ends up. A lot of times that's just how it is. Like you have a plan for something that doesn't quite work out. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. It's getting back itching. Alright. And the camera's still focusing, coming in and out of focus a bunch. I don't know. It's one thing, you know. Doesn't seem to be too bad though. As long as it don't get too bad. I don't know if I've spoken about this before, but doing stuff like this where I'm recording everything I say, and and just recording in general, just means I don't get to play music. Normally when I work, I play music, or I'll listen to talk, something or another, I don't know. But I do like to listen to music. Music is a big part of art, in my opinion. At least it is for me. Gets me up and jumping around and stuff like that. Yeah. There we go. Alright. Now I'm going to move over to putting in some darks. I really want to wash this out with water. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, it's okay. And I'll go back over this to put the browns and reds and stuff back into it. Matter of fact, I probably should just mix it right into this so I don't have to keep going back and doing multiple layers, but whatever. Be a way to work it a little quicker. This is where I gotta work the water in a lot so I can get them shadows. And if I was doing this in oils, this would be a lot easier to just rub them darks right into it. It's really nice to work with oils sometimes. Problem is, it just takes forever to dry, and for this project you just can't do it. Actually, for most commercial work, you just can't do oils. It's just takes too dang long. But that'd be a good way to do this. Yeah, basically right now all I'm doing is just painting shadows. Probably one of the best things that has come out of recording what I'm doing is I can look over at the screen and see what I'm doing on a smaller level, and it gives you an idea of, you know, how dark it is, if it's too dark, if you need to lighten it up a little bit. So that's something that I definitely do like about recording. Sometimes you run into areas where you're not sure how you're going to resolve them. Just kind of this boot. I like to go in and kind of brush something a little lighter right there. Just fine. Sometimes I just want to kind of scuttle around because he's going to be getting dirty doing all this stuff. So just kind of dirty up some areas. There we go. Looking pretty good. Kind of got to move your head around a little bit just to see everything. Anyway, it's looking pretty good. Yeah. I'm liking that a lot. Let me just let this dry a sec and I'll be right back. If you like what you see in here, give us a like, share, subscribe. Also go on over to the Skitscomic.com website. All videos show up there a week before they ever hit YouTube. While you're there, pick you up a comic book, print, or go ahead and get you an original piece of art. Lastly, go over to Indiegogo.com and sign up for the book that you're actually watching being made right now. Thank you and have a great day.